All right, folks, looks like we are live, hopefully. I'm going to give it a minute and then we're going to check on to make sure the stream is going through with my microphone. Hopefully, you guys can hear me. It doesn't look like it's a big signal or anything happening on the screen right now, but um, that's not been a problem in the past usually. So let me listen here, see what we got going on. Folks, looks like we are live. All right, good deal. Everything is going well. Today is practice day, and I have my beautiful Breedlove Revival DR Deluxe guitar, acoustic guitar, my main guitar. I have my coffee. I think this is called Big Train Kahuna Mocha, one of my favorites. And I also have a new item to show you, Gorilla Snot. So I never have had to use any of this before, but I thought I'd get some because the picks that I use, and I've been using for a little while now, are slippery as all get out. And so I thought, well, let's just go ahead and buy something so I can hold on to these things. So let's see here. Let me go ahead and adjust the camera just a little bit. Thankfully, I have an iMac, so I can just tilt the monitor and it comes down. All right. So hopefully you guys can see everything good enough at least. But anyway, I've been using these Dunlop. Now you can't really see it because the logo is faded off. It's about time to change these. But I've been using the Dunlop Prime Tone picks for a good while. Switched from the V picks to that. Okay. And I also have a blue chip in here, but I never use it. I just continue to use these Dunlop Prime Tones. And these are slick as all get out. I cannot keep these in my hands for one reason or another for the most part. So what I've done is I've bought me some of this Gorilla stuff. The Gorilla Snot's what it's called. And all you do is basically just a type of resin or rosin, whatever. It says drumstick and guitar pick grip. Once again, the lid fell on the floor. So, there it is. So here's what it looks like again. Gorilla Snot. Pretty wild. But it's green. Looks like snot. Basically, you take your thumb, and it dries out pretty quick. So you just have to kind of dig under the surface. And you just need a little bit. A little bit goes a long way, if you can even see that. Okay? That's all you need. Put that on your pick. Just rub it on there real good. And then no slip pick. You don't have to worry about it. All right, so I don't have to worry about slipping around. The downside of this so far that I've seen is that, hey, Dale, good to see you here, buddy. Looks like we got 5 viewers. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you haven't gone to the poll yet, go to my community, the community area on my channel, and vote. I'm doing a kind of a poll on what kind of content you'd like to see on this channel. I'm doing that for the next week or so I can kind of narrow down and get a good laser focus on what to work on. And it looks like, I better move that or that will be all kinds of noisy. It looks like that people want to see more guitar practice sessions. So hence, that's what we're doing today. But as I was saying, the only downside here to this that I found is that usually when I hold the pick, the way I usually do, let's say this is the string. A lot of times it tends, for some reason, it tends to want to hold the pick like that instead of flat. I find myself holding that and there's a little angle that I don't really care for. So it just pulls that down. I don't really like that, but it is what it is. So let's go ahead and tune up. Should be fairly in tune. We got practice tonight if nothing happens. We haven't been doing a lot of singings lately because of all this lockdown stuff and everything. And so a lot of people's had to cancel. So what we've done is not really anything. We've had a pretty extended break. We've been wanting to work on some songs, record some songs and things like that at home. But things have been kind of slow going with that. So we've been out of practice a little bit. So what I want to do is just get back in practice a little bit. And see if I can get some of these songs done. Philip Perkins, that Gorilla Snot have boogers in it. Sometimes it does. But that's all right. It's all good. So what I'm going to do today is just kind of work on some of the songs that we go over, that we do. I'm trying not to beat my guitar up while I'm doing that. Let's check the sound one more time. Get some of these Good deal. We've got plenty of signal. Awesome. Just keep on the chat. If you see anything out of the ordinary, let me know. I'll keep an eye on the chat here. I'm going to feature that comment. That's pretty good. Thanks, Philip. Nice, big old large mouth you got there. All right, so let's get started. What I need to do actually is find our song. So I'm going to go to Gilbert Family's website and just go ahead and share my screen with you so you guys can see what's going on with that. Hopefully this will work. Yeah, let's do that one. Screen 2. Bingo. All right, nice little kitty face here. So we're going to go to Gilbert Family's website, the Gilbert Fam with one hand. And I think I put 2 L's in there. There we go. So, oh, they've recently redone it. Nice. Okay. So that's us. We have, what I need to go is go to the actual store. Here's our schedule. You can also view that on my website at ericbeatty.com/music. I've copied their calendar to my website so you can see it. But I need to go over our set list, see some things that we've got going on. Here's the schedule. Let me go back to the store. Okay, so these are the names of the songs. So what I got to do is kind of go over these. Now, we have some new songs we've been working on too. So I would like to go working on that. Go over here and see if I can change this view. There we go. You should be able to see what's going on here. What do you guys think about this view? Do you like this, or would you rather have it full screen? Okay, so this is full screen. Do you want to see the set list and things I'm working on so I don't have to switch back and forth, or what do you think? Leave me some ideas in the chat. I'm going to turn it off right now while I check my stats. Reverend Tim Beatty, good afternoon, son. Thank you, Dad. I don't know why it's not loading that comment in my thing here. It's a beautiful guitar. How are we liking it? I'm loving it. I've had this guitar since 2016. My good buddy, Pat Wallace, was one of my students, and he actually gave this guitar to me, case and all. I was really appreciative of that. And so because of that, he has, as far as I'm concerned, lifetime access to just about anything I create. So Pat, hit me up. If there's something you don't have that I've got, a chorus or something, let me know, and we'll get it to you in any way we can. All right, now the comments are low. I don't know what happened there. All right, so what do you guys think? Should we do this view here or that view? I don't want to hold up too long, so start with this view. How about we do that? We'll start with this view and see what you think about it. And if it gets on your nerves, you don't like it, you just tell me. You just change it. Let me go back to this other view. There we go. No, let's see. It's this. I need Gilbert Fam. So let me see if I can remember the songs that we're working on currently. And one of the big things is remember what key. It's been so long since I practiced. I got to remember what key we've been working on. So one of them is called "I'm So Glad He Found Me." This is one of our favorite songs. I know it. I don't know exactly the key we do it in. I was thinking it was C, or it could be D. I think it is D. Either way, the good thing about bluegrass guitar is you have capos. All right. So capos allow you to play in a certain chord shape up and down the neck. Say if we're in D, we can also play that same chord, the capo on fret 2, and play a C shape. And even though I know this, I don't know the key of the song, I know that it is in a C shape when I play this. So I can just play it in the C, and when we get ready to play it live, it'll be in the right key, and I'll still be in C. So I won't be doing anything out of the ordinary. I won't be doing anything wrong in that sense. So I'm going to go ahead and put capo on 2nd fret. Never really went over capos before, I don't think, but that's essentially the basis of it. I think I went over it, or I did go over it in Bluegrass Guitar Essentials, on my Bluegrass guitar course. I did go over capos in that. So, all right. So first, it's "I'm So Glad He Found Me." All right. So I'm going to start with that. My part, it's got an intro. Let's see here. Now this is the tough part. I've got to get that pinky there. So I got to move this over after that strum. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. It's been a while. So this middle finger's going to hang out there while these other two fingers are moving around. 1, 2, 3. Try it again. 1, 2, 3. By the way, Rev Tim Beatty is my dad, and afternoon to you too, Dad. I was kind of just blew that off because I was trying to get all this stuff together. So let's try that again. Now, the way I'm practicing this, I'm just going to try to get it to where I can get it in my mind and not have to think about it too much. And it's hard to do that when I'm thinking about broadcasting this and being a host of a show. So I really got to ignore you guys for a second and focus on this. All right. So 1, 2, 3. 2, 3. One, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Still sounds kind of low. Now, one thing I'm noticing is if you're playing guitar, you kind of got to be aware of the things that are that need to happen before you can do something else. So in this case, I've got to realize I can do everything up to a certain point, and then something else happens. So for example, when that middle finger does that hammer on, then the other fingers are free to move and go on where they need to go. So this pinky can move so that I can make that noise, those two notes there. There we go. Notice that middle finger's down. You get to a sense to where you can kind of judge what's about to happen next and what you need to do before that happens. So that way I'm not panicking too much about, well, where do I need to, allocate some time to move these fingers around? Well, I can rest and relax up until the point my middle finger comes down. So I don't have to panic about it. Okay. And I also know that that's on upstroke because, okay, so I'm going to come up and hit those two notes. Now, I'm not going to do a tutorial of everything I'm doing here. That would take too long and I would not really get much out of practice, but I just want to kind of give you some of my mentality of what I'm thinking of. Okay, so I think for the solo, that's kind of up in the air. I'm a little more free to do the solo on this than it is strictly with the intro. I don't think we've had a set solo for this just yet. Haven't really recorded it. When I record it and create a solo for that, then I'll know kind of what to go around for that. Let's see. They're having a hard time with it until I start thinking about it. That'll move us down, down, up. All right. So that's I'm So Glad He Found Me. Let's see. Another one, new ones that we've been doing. Oh, let's see. Man, some of these has been a while since we've done them, so I can't really remember. One is My Name Is Written. We haven't done that one in a while, so we probably won't practice that one. Maybe I can think of some of them when we get onto this. So I have no further comments on the view. So for right now, we'll just leave it with this split screen view. Let's look at some of the songs that I know we've been practicing here lately from our latest album, The Promise. Let's see. Truth Anyhow. That's one of them we do. Let's see. That's in B. I think I want to say B. It's either B or B flat. I want to say B flat, so let's try that. B string is giving me a problem. All right, looks like that might have fixed it. Let's go back to B flat. When He Sees Me is in B, but I think The Truth Anyhow is in B flat. We'll go with that. It's a little sharp, but we'll go with that. Let's see. I've got to do the intro to that. So 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. So there's the intro. Now I've got the solo, which on the CD on the album, Joe Dean, I think, plays the banjo on the album. He's the banjo player for Dolos and the Quicksilver, and we had him featured on this album here. He plays the banjo, and then I do a solo. But since we don't have a banjo, it's just kind of me doing it there. I've got to come up with the whole thing. So. All right, so let's see. Let me try it again. See, there I'm kind of just hanging out, trying to figure out what to do while I'm in C here. That's something new. I didn't notice. I didn't do that before. So now I'm thinking, okay, let's try to work with that. I don't know if I like that though. string is really getting on my nerves. I don't know about anybody else, but B string is the bane of a guitarist's existence. Need to come up with a shirt about that. The string may have something to do with it too. Much better. All right. So that's that one. Still the first part I'm not too confident about. See, the problem with this solo is I'm doing a lot of the licks that I was doing later. This little thing here. So or doing a lot of that here, and I don't want to do a lot of that to where it gets, predictable. So when I'm in C, I'm trying to think of some things I can do in C. Let's see. Don't really care for that note. Yeah, got to come up with something there. Let's see. It's the truth. It's his word. It's the truth. It's the truth anyhow. Okay, let's see. It's the word. It's the truth anyhow. I could do something like that, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of cliche, so I don't really want to rely on that. So let's see. I like the little run. But what else can I do in C? I'm kind of limited. I haven't really, like I said, I haven't really practiced much, but I haven't really messed around in C a whole lot. Could do something like that. That could get me past what I need to get to. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I could probably go with that. 1, 2, 3. It's his word. It's the truth. It's the truth anyhow. Let's see. So yeah, I think that works. I've got a basis for it now, so I can kind of go along with that. Time for a coffee sip. Or guzzle, however you want to say it. All right, my hand's getting wet. Let's see if that Gorilla Snot's working. I can definitely feel it. It has a sticky film to it. Okay. Still there, no problem. All right, so next, when he sees me, let's just go ahead and go over that just a little bit. The chord progressions aren't hard for me. They're not the big issue here. With me, the issue is getting the accuracy of the picking and getting the accuracy of the song and making sure everything fits really well. Oops. Okay, so then we got these. Let me go back over that because I messed that part up. See. Let's see. Something like that. We got to watch out for that A string though, because it's not an A minor; it's a C. See, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Could do it like that. One thing I'm doing here is when I slide, I've got my finger actually touching that A string. So if I accidentally hit it, you can't hear it. Okay, so muting has a lot to do, not only with electric guitar, but with acoustic guitar as well, so that you don't accidentally hit things. And then the solo is very close to the same, very close to the intro there. You'll notice I'm using just a tad bit of hybrid picking. But not only because it's there, I mean, my fingers are kind of resting there anyway, but it also has a little softness to it. Takes a little bit of the edge off. Okay. And the way I play, I tend to have these two fingers, sometimes the third one, or the second finger here, just holding on to these bottoms. I call it a claw grip. I have that claw there, so that it kind of gives me a gauge of where I'm playing. Let's go ahead and watch this right hand now. I hadn't realized I've been doing this angle. Let's try to this angle. Let's see if you can kind of see what I'm doing. Something don't feel right there. This right here. See, maybe I go after that. Then I change that. I don't know if I go to immediately that C shape. Because what changes here is this note to that note. Let's see if it sounds. Let's see what it sounds like here. And then we have that. Or immediately So a lot of this deals with what your ear hears, what you want to hear happen. All right, so let me go back to see how we're doing here. No new comments. All right, nothing happening there. Listen to the sound. All right, good deal. Everything looks good there. Okay, so let me go see what's going on here then with Master of the Storm. See, a lot of these we haven't been doing in a while, so I'm kind of not really worrying about them. We do have Jesus is the best thing. Now, we still do that from time to time, and that is, I'm pretty sure, in D, but we start out in A minor. Okay, so let me just go ahead and take this off split screen for now, and then I can change it back if we need to. So let's see. 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what it is. 1, 2, 3, 4. I remember how to count that off. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Try it again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't remember how we count that off. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. And that's how I start. I think we're out of tune again, guys. It just don't sound right. I don't know about that D. This whole time that D may have been the one that caused me problems. Sometimes I found that the D, instead of the B string, it's the D. Even though it's showing up on the tuner, sometimes it's the D that's the culprit. So definitely have to keep your eye on that. I mean, that sounds too low for my ear. But it's showing up as G. I mean, there it is. It's a little bit low. So if the D's right, I just typically do a harmonic and put my finger on the G, because this is the chord I play the most for the most part. If I'm in a G, key, I got to get that right. My fingers don't want to, as you can see, even if this one is close to the fret, this one is not. So there's really no way to get that close there. So I'm going to be a little sharp. So I have to tune that accordingly, that the B string will be happy on here, and when I'm playing a D, and when I'm playing a C, I've got to get it to where it'll work on all these other strings or chords. That's another thing I go over extensively in Bluegrass Guitar Essentials is tuning. It's in the second module of that course. I think we're good here. So you can see all those courses at ericbeatty.com/courses. Right now I have 3. There will be more coming. I'm kind of bouncing around an idea on a new course. So hopefully you can look forward to that. You heard here first. All right. Somebody new has joined us. That's good karma. Hope your practicing is going well. Your tutorial videos have helped me a bunch recently. Thank you. Thank you so much. That's good karma. I want to feature your comment on here today. Appreciate that. Thank you so much. And that's what I'm here for, trying to help other people out and trying to just enjoy it myself along the way. Sometimes it gets hard to decide what to play next and what videos to do next, but I just do the best I can. That's all you can do. So we're going to continue on with the practice here. I'm going to try that again. 1, 2, 3, 4. I think yep, that's it. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's another thing I like to practice. Even though the chords aren't difficult, I do some things around the chords to kind of embellish them and flourish them a little bit, as you heard there. Different things like that. Okay, so that's pretty much the whole song. Everything I do on the song is that same thing. I don't think it would change keys at all on that. So let's see what else we got. We've got I'll tell you one that we haven't done in a while. We possibly could do, and that's I'm Leaving My Troubles. That's on their Dare to Be Different album. Go ahead and switch that screen thing back. That's this one right here. Dare to Be Different. As you can see, it's number 5. I'm Leaving My Troubles. That's one of the toughest solos for me to perform, so we're going to try that one, okay? And that one is in D, I'm pretty sure. We got an intro with that, and we got a solo with that. And I haven't done the solo in months, and it's pretty difficult. It's tricky, so we'll try that. Let's see. And it usually happens after that song. So if we did the end of that song, here's how it would go. So it's a good thing to practice. We do not really a medley, but it's a song right after another song goes right into it. So it's a good thing to practice that as well. That little part where it switches from one to another. Let's see. That's right. It was in D. I did that wrong. I did G. Yes, my Jesus, you're the best thing that ever happened It's a solo. Okay, there, right there's my first little mess up. So we're going to go back up to that point. There it is. Let's try it again. There it is. Okay, so man, it's been a while since I've done it. I think it's where it goes. I don't think I actually play that G string there. Maybe I do. Let's see. I just can't figure out where the picking is. The picking's throwing me off here. So that's another reason why I can't figure out where my fingers are supposed to do next, because my picking doesn't feel right, like I remember it kind of feeling. So let's do it a little slower. Maybe that is a bit hammer. Okay, I think it feels kind of good, so let's try it. See, I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. It's been a while since I've done this. Now, it's pretty bad. I'll probably have to go to my own tutorial on how to do this, because I know I've done a tutorial on this on my web channel before. I'm watching this from Japan. PJ, thank you so much, man. I know Japan used to love bluegrass back in the day. Hopefully they still do. So it's nice to have viewers all over the place in the world. It's really cool that you've joined us. Thank you so much for watching, PJ. If you have any questions or comments about guitar playing in general, just go ahead and leave them in the comments in this chat area. And I'll refer to this video, you know, a little bit in the future, and I'll try to keep an eye out for it here so that we can see, maybe answer some of those for you live. Okay, so let's see here. I've got to get this down. This is bad. It's been so long since I played this solo. Okay, so I got some of it. That still feels weird over here. Oh, I think I went back to that. That's it. Good. I got it. So it's a first to second fret hammer on. So let's try from the beginning. There it is. Now I just got to figure that last part. So it's the A string, and I've really got to get this part a little bit cleaner. So what I want to do is bar this finger on that B, because I got to have it down here at the end. Right there, I got to have that there. And it's kind of hard to get that from here to here while we're playing that fast. So let's try it from that little one part again. All right, now I'll remember how it goes. The problem is I've been playing so much electric guitar and working on so many different aspects of that I've forgotten how to play a lot of this stuff. And that's not good, because we want to be on our game when we get up to sing, when we get up to play, and not having mistakes, not having frustrations come out like that. So, all right, so let's see here. Anything else going on? Nothing much. How's the string looking? Check the audio. Good deal. Everything is going well. I'm glad to hear it. Since I got this new iMac, everything's been running a lot smoother. And since I'm using StreamYard, it's a lot easier to deal with. I just wish that StreamYard had multiple camera options, so you could kind of see a little bit different angles. But for now, we'll take what we can get, because so far it's been flawless. I love it. So that's that one. Let's see. What's another song we got to work on? I'll get back here. But for the Blood, we kind of practice that pretty regular, and it's a really easy song. So it shouldn't take too long at all on this. Let's see. Richard Hazard just joined us. When you perform, here's a good question, first question of the day. When you perform, do you use a compression to even out all the hammer-ons, pull-offs, etc.? I practice with that, but I always use an optical comp when I play out. I've never heard of an optical compressor. That's pretty cool. I myself don't use any pedals. I go straight through John's board. He has, oh Lord, let me see if I can remember all this. He's got a, I want to say DBX, but I'm wondering if that ain't the Dolby Surround Sound acronym. It's a, what do they call that? It's basically something that you plug in another microphone so that you can do pink noise, and it sets all this around the levels for the room, and it saves it to the little rack unit. I forget what it's called. It's got a name for what that process is called, but I forget what it's called. But anyway, we got that, and we'll go into the mixer board. And the mixer board, I don't think has compression, but he has the power amp. He has an onboard EQ. He has that that rack that does the EQ and probably compression, whatever that little rack thing is called. If anybody else knows what that is, leave it in the comments below. I can't think of what that's called. I'll have to ask John if I can remember to do that and then put it in the comments myself probably. But it's a some kind of a processor that you do pink noise. It gauges the room, and then it saves all the presets it EQs it on its own, like automatically on your rack mount effect. But anyway, I don't use any pedals myself. And I've thought about doing that, but it's just another hassle. It's just another thing to, plug in and all that. He gets my sound sounding amazing every time. And also, I'll tell you another thing, probably it's a big deal, is what kind of microphones you use. We use SM57s. They're the gold standard, and they have been for years. The SM57s, he uses a combination of that and the pickup that's inside this. This is a LR Bags dual element, which means it has both an onboard microphone inside and I think they call that, I don't know if that's a piezo pickup or just a regular pickup that's in the saddle here in the bridge. But I can kind of switch in and out of I can blend the sound of the electronic sound and the microphone inside sound. And it's a dual element. It's because you have those dual elements involved. But usually we just have a combination of that sound coming through the monitors, and then a combination of that sound and the microphone coming through the main stage. And he usually tweaks it just perfectly. We don't need compressor or anything. But I'm guessing that little rack mount unit has a lot to do with that, because it has all internal effects and things like that, equalizers and maybe even compressors. Great question there, Richard. That's what it was again for everybody that may be interested. Okay, so thank you so much for that. Let's see, what's another? Oh, I said, but for the blood. And then the solo is something like that. Very similar to the one I did first, the I'm So Glad He Found Me, kind of similar to that. That's a very easy song. There's not a whole lot to go over on that one. Let's look for another one here. We've actually been doing Trade the Old Cross for a Crown, and I can't remember what we do that in. So I'm going to have to bypass that until we get to that tonight. That's an old song. It's actually, I think, in the hymn books, the old Redback Church hymnals. Dole Lawson made that one popular with Barry Scott on lead way back, I think, in the 90s. And they do it a little different. They don't put that little extra B7 chord in there. They don't put that in there. Or maybe it's the F sharp 7. Depending on what key it's in. If it's in G, it's the B7. If it's in D, it's F sharp 7. They don't put that chord in there. I wish we did, but that's the way they've been doing it for years. So that's just the way they do it. Anything else? Holy Anointing, we haven't done in a while. Well, I'll go ahead and practice it, though, because that has a little stuff, a few things in it that we need to be reminded of here. All right, I've just seen somebody else to see. Richard says for his sound, he blends a Sunrise sound hole and a K&K Mini Western. I'm not exactly sure what the K&K is, or the Sunrise sound hole. I'm guessing that's might have something to do with, like, to prevent feedback and things like that. unless that's an actual pedal. So thanks for that input, Richard. I'll have to check that out. I've never heard of either one of those. All right. What's that? Holy Anointing. That's an E, so we're gonna play that in this D shape. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Holy Anointing. I kind of hear the context of this. It's kind of hard to hear the context of this. I mean, I'm hearing the song in my head, obviously, but it's hard for you guys to hear what's going on. This song is another one where we had a mandolin do the first part and me, the guitarist, do the second part. So it's what they call a split break. Instead of bluegrass solos, they call them breaks. So we have a split break where the first part of the song is covered by the mandolin. The second part of the song after that too there. Let's see. To the 5 chord. That's where I would take over, which is usually, I just usually do something like that. So now that we don't have a mandolin player, I'm doing it all. So I've got to figure out what I can do in that solo there to make it, to keep it going here. So Holy Anointing. Now you'll probably hear a lot of these licks that sound very similar to other things that I've been doing. So the whole kind of, those kind of licks I kind of fall back on. Those are kind of fallback licks. Tony Rice has them. Brian Sutton has them. Hardly, but he does. All guitarists have these fallback licks where a lot of times they try to think of what to do next, and then they insert those so that they can be thinking of, okay, where am I going next? I used to call them stalling licks, and I still kind of do. Stalling licks. You're stalling for time, figure out what to play next. But these are just a little bag of tricks that you have, and you're trying to figure out the next thing to do. So a lot of that, when you hear that, you've heard me play it in other songs, that's because most of the time it's something that I'm used to, and I know that I can take that out of my bag of tricks, and I'm confident that I can play it well enough to give me enough time to think about what's coming next. With this song, I haven't really messed around with a lot of solo stuff. Because usually, it's been a while since we played this, but I think just about every time we play this song, we've had somebody to back us up. Somebody who filled in for mandolin or whatever. So we haven't played it a whole lot. 1, 2, 3. So if I want to do solo, then I'm going to try to think of stuff to do in D. It goes to that E, and that A. Okay, so 1. Holy Anointing. So I could probably incorporate that in there. So now would I put that in there? I'm going to slow it down just a little bit. 1, 2, 3. Want that? Oh, deep inside me. Now, I don't want to rely on that every time. So there's other things I want to do, obviously. So what else can I do? So let's think of that. I can go to the major side of things, or I can just do maybe one little major lick back down to a minor. Right now I'm thinking of what shapes I need to have. It's box 3 of the pentatonic scale. So this is box 4. These two are really good shapes to work within. And a little known secret, I've done this before as far as like lessons and things like that on YouTube. The pentatonic scale is where it's at when it comes to playing fast bluegrass. A lot of people you see will play pentatonic licks most all the time. They have the most bluesy sound, and usually it's minor pentatonic, but they have the bluesiest sounds, the most snappy sounds, and where we kind of associate the attitude of bluegrass is with the pentatonic scale, minor pentatonic scale specifically. Maybe a little bit of the blues scale as well, which is just the flat 5. When you hear Tony Rice doing, let's see if I'm in G. So if you hear Tony Rice doing, that's pentatonic. Box 3, 2, 1. This little thing. It's actually using a little bit maybe of the minor scale, but I'm seeing this is kind of this shape. It's actually a minor scale in that sense, but most part you're going to hear pentatonic stuff. I just have some of the best notes available. A lot of times within the minor scale, 1, 2, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 6, flat 7. The flat 6 in particular is not a really nice tone to land on. Neither is the 4. Sometimes not the 2. So a lot of those notes are taken out with minor pentatonic. Okay, so with minor pentatonic, you have the 1, the flat 3, the 4. So we don't have a 2. We have a 5. We have a flat 7. And we have a 1. So 1, flat 3, 4, 5, flat 7, back to 1. And when you hear Tony doing something like that, whole thing is pentatonic except for this one little note. And that's the 6. And the 6 in minor or major is not particularly a good tone to land on for the most part. Okay, so just some little tips for you there. Now, let me get back to this, and then we'll move on to another song. So I could start with the majory sounding things, and then to switch it around at the end, I could do more bluesy sounding. So let's start with the major. Holy anointing flowing deep inside me. I could do that little, I forgot all about that. This is why this is funny. This is the everywhere lick. You need to get on YouTube and look up my video on the everywhere lick. Tony Rice uses this literally everywhere. And it can be used a lot of different places. Now, most of the time you're going to be using this on the B minor shape, whatever that is. For if I'm in D and I'm playing minor scale like pentatonic, okay, so that's going to happen there at that B minor shape. And the box for that is box 4. And we're going to start on that ring finger slide up. And that's the whole lick. Usually after that, you try to think of ways to get back down. There's a good one. So I'll probably take that on the end. So let's start that from the beginning. I want that holy anointing from deep inside me. That's about where it would land. So, but it's going a lot faster. So what I want to do is go a little faster because that would force me to think quicker. All right, you don't want to always be on those training wheels of slow everything down. Sometimes you want to increase the pace a little bit so that you can think ahead of what's going on. All right, so let's try that again. Now it's not polished, but now I have a little groundwork. I have a little bit of a foundation to kind of build upon. The one area that I'm not so confident about is when I go back to that G for the second time. So here's the first time. First time. That's the other G. So now I've lost it. Let's see. Somewhere around in there. Let's see. I got to figure out where to jump in back there. It's usually a little bit of a hesitation, a little bit of a pause, then you work your way back in. So so let's try it from the beginning and then move on. That holy anointing from deep inside me. That's tough. Let's see. We can work on that a little bit more later tonight. For now, let's move on to one or two more songs. Again, if you have any questions, please leave them below. I really wish I could remember the keys that some of those other songs are in, and just period, the songs that we play, because they're not recorded anywhere. So I can't remember exactly what we was working on. Usually I go by Sandy's set list, which I don't think I have a copy of on my phone anywhere. We could check it out and see with a different finger than the Gorilla Snot fingers, because we definitely do not want to have Gorilla Snot fingers all over my phone here. Once again, if you haven't yet, for about the next week or so, I'm doing a poll on my channel. So go to my channel and look in the community setting, the little tab on community. Vote for the content that you'd like to see more of here on this channel. I've got 5 choices. If there's something else you might want to see, leave it in the comment area of that poll. Right now, only about 20-something people have voted. So they're kind of controlling the whole smorgasbord for all 15,000 subscribers. So anybody that watches this really need to go vote, put your ideas in. The biggest vote so far has been guitar practice sessions like this. And that's why I wanted to do it kind of like a live stream. I don't have another video just yet, but I do have one coming up of another gear review. The fine folks at Lakato, or Lakato, however you pronounce that, the people that I did the wireless guitar system review for, they sent me a pedal to work on and to view for you guys. And I did an unboxing of it last week. That's the looper pedal. I'll be fooling around with that and doing a video on that hopefully next week. And so we'll see exactly how we can work with that. Most likely it'll be on electric because I don't have to plug in my acoustic and everything, but it will work with acoustic as well. So definitely go to the poll on my community tab and check that out. See about getting voting on that for your opinion of what you would like to see more of here on this channel. I'm currently looking for a set list. There we go. There's one good. All right, and here is our set list. Let's just go ahead and show that to you, see if you can see that. Probably cannot. It's there, though, I promise you. All right, so we have I'm Going Through, But for the Blood. Good, I practiced that. Now, this is from, when was this? Oh, no, don't go to the bottom. What's wrong with you? This is from March the 5th, so that's how long ago it's been. And we haven't been practicing much because of this lockdown stuff. So we've got Going to Be Moving. I do that. A lot of people have liked that on my YouTube videos. But for the Blood, just did it. I'm Going Through. Haven't done that yet. There's a special way we do that one. I'm So Glad He Found Me. Just did that one. Trade the Old Cross. So they do that. And it's indeed good that the keys here are here as well. Oh, yeah. We've been doing That Same Spirit. One of my favorite songs. Truth Anyhow. Written in Heaven, which we haven't been doing. So Much to Thank Him For. Little David. That's another one we need to do. Medley. And When He Sees Me. So I will keep referring to this. I'm going to stay on here maybe another 20, 30 minutes. My coffee here has settled, so time to shake that bad boy up. And give me a swig of that. I need to bring that closer so I can not have to reach as far. I'll use my Ninja blender on this. Oh, yeah. Great bluegrass is born of great coffee, folks. Just all there is to it. All right. So thanks everybody for watching. I'm going to do a few more songs and then we'll call it done for the day. And that's my video contribution for the week. All right. So the Gorilla Snot is still holding up pretty good. It's wearing off just a little bit, but it's pretty durable. Usually I only have to put this on once every other time I play. But all right. So once again, that's the Gorilla Snot. If you're interested in seeing that. All right, so now let's look at the set list again, and we are going to do, I'm going to save that to my photos. And what I'm going to do is bring it up here and share it with you guys. Does that sound okay? Let's try that. Should be showing up. Hopefully I can get that going. That should be showing up any second. I'll pull that up and then show you guys what we got going on here with that. There we go. I think maybe, is it pulling up? It will here a little bit. Okay, now it's showing up. Got to load some other pictures I've taken recently first. Stick with me, guys. Thanks so much. I've had on and off about 13 viewers. I think the most I had earlier was 16. That's awesome. Any more? Come on. I know there's more photos here. I've just saved it. So go back here. Yeah, it's just been saved. There it is. For some reason it wasn't showing up in another place. All right, so let's go back to this screencast thingamajigger. And you can see there's the set list. All right, I'm going to try to enlarge that a little bit bigger. Can I go full screen with that? There we go. That's the set list I'm working with, okay? So let's look at I'm going through. So all I do is we start playing with just a strum. And then Sandy sings, I started out to walk in the light. There's no solo here, but what it does do is at the end, after the chorus, we go into another song called I'm Going Through, and it's faster. And it's I think the whole title may be Satan, You Can't Stop Me Now, I'm Going Through. But that at the end, it's I've started in Jesus, and I'm going through. And then me and John. And that's pretty much all that song is. So moving on, that's one of the new ones we were thinking about recording. I've just did But for the Blood, Going to Be Moving. That's another doozy we need to kind of practice. And I do that in A flat. A lot of people like this one. I don't know if Caleb, my good buddy, will watch this later or not, but his boys love, watching me play guitar and sing and things like that. All right, so the next one, like I said, is Going to Be Moving. So that one starts off 1, 2, 3. That's the first intro. Then I do it again, basically, but I do a little different. Onto the second verse, and then I do the intro for the outro again. So that one's not too bad. I thought it was going to be worse than what it was. We got that one. Any questions, guys? Leave them in the comments. Leave them in the chat room if you're watching. I'm going to be here for about another 15 minutes or so, maybe 20. That Same Spirit, Trade the Old Cross. So that one was in D. And I do an intro to that. Now, here, I was telling about this earlier on that Trade the Old Cross. They don't throw in this case, since it's in the key of D, they don't throw in that F sharp 7. And that would be on the chorus of C. They do it quite a bit different. It's this part I'm thinking about is when the pearly gates for me shall swing open. I will trade. So that's an F sharp 7 there. Nice little, tension there. They don't throw that in there. They're more like when the pearly gates. Let's see. When those pearly gates for me shall swing open, I will trade. That's how they did it. Then I end it, but there's some other things I do in the actual verses, such as so a little arpeggio there. Usually I don't play a G like that. In that case, I probably would, because I need this finger, middle finger, to stay down there. I like that open E there. That E major or E13, or excuse me, G, little major 6. Pretty nice. So watch out about that A string, won't sound good. So I'm just going to try not to come down on that. Do what I call a half strum, which is not come all the way up, but come about just halfway. I want to hit that D. That's even cooler if I do it major 13. I don't know if it'll sound good on that song or not. That's one fun thing about practice, is that you get to experiment with some of these things. All right, we go back real quick, and I want to check the. Let's see, I want to check stream, make sure it's doing all right. Listen to the sound. A good deal. It is doing just fine. We go back to full screen on that. Okay, so that was Tradio Cross. That same spirit. I think I did that in G. I just started off. Jesus said. And then we got a solo in the middle of that. See. And it's usually just the turnaround, the second half of the solo. And then at the end of that, what we've been doing is just kind of going into the second verse with more of a chopping sound. Okay, so let me do that solo again. This is just kind of off the cuff. Not really a set solo. It's just something that I'm trying to think of the melody in my head. On into the song at the very end, we do a little thing. It sounds pretty cool. Let's see. It shall rain. So Bonnie, take me on Sunday. Okay, cool little thing right there at the end. We've really been enjoying playing that song. That's a really fun one. I'm not going to worry about Written in Heaven. If we do that later, that's fine. There's one cool thing about that song, and it has a augmented chord in it. So if it's in the key of B flat, So the augmented chord there is E sharp or let's see, E, F, not E sharp, F, augmented, which is really cool. If you don't know how to play an augmented chord, here's you a quick little lesson. Take your F chord, okay? So let's say we're in G shape here. Not G shape, but if we're in playing G, okay, and we go to this F, take that whole thing, move it up a whole set of strings. Now you're aiming for the G and the B string. I'm not even hitting the bottom string. And now we're hitting from this note. This is the root note, okay? So this will be the F sharp, E, F sharp. I don't play the bottom one because it doesn't really go along with it. That's one of the easiest ways to play an augmented chord there is. So if I want to play a D chord, there's my D. I can play that D7 in a C7 shape. Or I can now play a D augmented. An augmented is basically a 1 major third and a flatted fifth, or excuse me, augmented fifth. Here's the 1, the 3, the 5 is usually right there with G, but we're in D, so there's the 5. So as far as intervals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, we augment that. Now that means to sharpen it. So that leaves going from here to here. And then that's the root note. So we got 2 root notes, a third and a augmented fifth. So that one kind of starts at let's see, D. Let's see, written in heaven. Oh, I don't remember how the intro goes. Oh, and that's all that matters to me. Goes to the 2 chord, which in this case, capo the E, to the A. Actually, excuse me, we're not in D, we're in B. I'm sorry, we were in G shape. So, so anyway, after it goes that 2 there, A. So we've hit a D first. Okay. So we could actually do another augmented way to play an augmented chord is right here. It sounds a little bit more like it has more tension to it than this one. It's a little more friendly there. Okay. That's a little scattered, I know, but I just want to go over that augmented shape there for you guys. So much to thanking for. We've pretty much got that one done. Not a tough one there at all. I'll just go over that just a little bit for you. That's an A flat as well. I do a lot of my songs in A flat, or the songs that I sing, let me just say. This one's an A flat, Gonna Be Moving's an A flat, Child of the King's an A flat. That's just where my voice sits nicely for a lot of these songs. So this one, the way we start this one out is, let's see. And then the solo is basically, it's a turnaround, basically the same thing. suspended 2 there because there's no third. Okay. I think we recorded this not too long ago as kind of an experiment to see if we could put it on a new record, a new CD. But I think I wanted to do something different with the solo. So instead of going the same thing again, I think I did something like. Man, it's been a while. Something like that. Something like that. Okay, little David is an E. I don't do a solo in that one, but I do the intro. Another thing that can be tricky with the Gilbert songs is the very end. A lot of times, there's these weird chords that happen. A lot of times it's C, G, F, back to D. A lot of times it does that. And there's some other ones, C, F, or C, G, and then F, D. Yeah, a lot of times it's that same combination for a lot of the songs. So I really got to be watching that for that too. I don't remember what songs do that just yet. Little David, that was basically all that was. Okay. Medley is, remember earlier I said that the B string is the bane of a guitar player's existence. Well, this song is the bane of my existence because this is 3 songs in one. And the intros to each song is pretty tough to nail. And so I just had to make it my own the best way I could and do it the best way I could. I don't know how to pronounce your name, buddy, but this guy says, thumbs up. Thanks so much for watching. Appreciate it. Thank you for commenting as well. A couple more songs. Yeah, well, it looks like one more song, and then I'm just going to call it a day because I'll have to practice these again tonight. So now this one is in, let's see. We start this at C. Actually, we're starting at A minor. And we usually do it on the 3 count. 1, 2. And I haven't done that in a while. I forgot I do the low part. That's toughie. Down, 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 down. Even though there's a hammer on there. One, 2. It hangs out on A minor just for a split second. Then G back to C. 1, 2. 1, 2. So it does go to C immediately. I can hang out there on that A minor because I hit that middle finger. Then I've got to hit that C note there. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Then I got to do that again. Okay. Then we got one more. Then it goes immediately to the D chord. It changes, modulates to D. I don't have to do a whole lot of fancy stuff there because we've done a lot by then. So at this point, we're going to be going, let's see. On the verses, I do a lot of picking on that. And this is I Never Shall Forget That. By the way, this song is Oh, I Want to See Him, He Set Me Free, and I Never Shall Forget the Day. I Never Shall Forget the Day changes to D. And so I do a lot of picking and stuff in that verse. I never shall forget the day when all the burdens of my soul roll away. It made me happy. I don't do a lot of picking there in the first chorus because I'm usually singing harmony, so I can't really sing and think at the same time to do this stuff. But once he goes into the verse, oh sinner come to Jesus now. Now I do a lot of stuff there, so let me see if I can go around with that. He said he's glad to set me free. Me and John on the bass both do this. But I do a little bit more bluegrass. I never shall forget the day. And at the very end, I think it's one of them fancy chord things. Oh, happy, glad, made me happy, glad, free. Sing it, shout it, for he's everything to me. I'll sing it, shout it, for he's everything to me. Let's see. I think it's C, G, F, F, D. Shout it, for he's everything to me. Okay, that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate everybody that's tuned in. If you had a question you wanted to ask today, or if you won't be seeing this until later, please leave it in the comments below. I'll be perusing those comments, I don't know, maybe during this week until the next week. And please go visit the actual channel on YouTube here, the community tab, so that you can see what the poll is doing, and so that you can cast your vote if you haven't cast your vote on the kind of content you want to see right now. Let's go do live check on that. Okay, so let me just share my screen with you on this instance. All right, so let's see, is it this one? No, that way. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead, escape this, get out of there, and show you how to get to the YouTube channel. This is the Gilbert's channel here. So I'm just going to go to YouTube, go to my channel, corner, my channel right here. Okay, if you go over here to community, there's a poll that I've got going on right now. Okay, not sure how many of my subscribers will see this, blah blah blah, but I like your input. How are you liking the content I've been putting out so far? Now lately it's only been gear review videos, okay, and demos, things like that. I've done that for the last, I don't know, month or so. I'm ready to do something else. That's why I did this today. I've got one more gear review going on that I know of, unless somebody else sends me some more gear. But I've been doing a lot more gear videos. Let's see, I feel like it's time to work on something else. Cast your vote below for the content you want to see more of. If you can think of any other ideas or suggestions I haven't mentioned below, you can send them to me at this address. But now that I know this is here, I'd rather you just go ahead and send them in the comments. There's a comment section here that you can comment on. So go ahead and send them there. That way I can locate everything in one place. All right. Great big thanks and social distancing air hug to all those who participate. P.S. If you'd like to see shorter snippets of me practicing like this, not like this, but rather than longer practice sessions like this, if you kind of in between sessions, if you want to see some shorter snippets of me practicing, you can go to my instagram.com/theericbeatty. And I've been posting some little things I've been working on my electric guitar over there. So far, we have 24 people have voted. You can see that here. 24 votes. You can see it right there. All right. So 25% wants to see guitar performance videos, kind of like, I'm guessing, like Metal Crush and maybe us playing at live shows and things like that. And a whopping 58% want to see more practice sessions like this. They want to hang out and, enjoy some time together. But hardly anybody wants to see live streams. Hardly anybody wants to see gear demos and reviews, and hardly anybody wants to see me doing work sessions like mixing and editing and things like that. So, I mean, I will still do those every now and then if I think it'll be a good, fit for this channel. But for the most part, it looks like practice sessions is what I'll be focusing on. And it won't always be bluegrass guitar, but I know this channel loves that stuff. But it may be some electric guitar stuff as well. So I'm going to answer one more comment here. Hey, buddy. Cody says, hey, buddy, if you have time, can you show that descending lick on Blue Railroad Train? Blue Railroad Train. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. Is it something that I did on one of my tutorials? Because I've got a Blue Railroad Train tutorial on my channel. It's on there. And if I've done it on there, then I've pretty much covered it on that one. I don't want to have to do it here again. I can't think of which descending, unless you're talking about, to say, let's see. Unless you're talking about that. Now, that one is pretty tricky. Let's just go over that one. I'm guessing that's the one you're talking about. But once again, please check out my channel. Vote, because only 20 people have voted. 24 people. I've got 15,000 subscribers. Where is everybody? Not a lot of people take note of this community channel thing. I'm not sure if when you click the notification bell on my channel, on the subscribe, if it shows you everything I do, like when I post something in the community, when I post something elsewhere on my stories, for example. I'm not sure if it does that, but you definitely want to check this out from time to time, because I put announcements on here quite a bit. Okay, there's kind of a lot of things going on with this, so that I can really quickly engage with my community. But definitely go there, check this out, and give your vote. Now, as far as this descending thing on Blue Railroad Train, that is basically, it's in the key of F, so we're going to be on the 3rd fret. Cody, that's it. All right, Cody, I think I've got that on my tutorial. You need to check out my Blue Railroad Train lesson. I've got that on my channel. I may not go over it in detail, so let's check that out real quick. So if we're here, what we need to do is, let's see. So we're going to be here at the, oh my goodness, let's see. The actual fret without the capo is the 10th fret. And this is going, it's kind of a weird dissonant sound that we're going for. So if I was to think of this in terms of scale-wise, what to picture, this is box 5 of the minor pentatonic scale, but we're in major, okay? Okay, and that's at the 10th fret. So if we think of this, box 4, box 5. In this case, we're going to be using that kind of a minor sound to it. Now this picking is going to be up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. That open string gives us time to move down, okay? So we're thinking just those 2 notes here. That's going to, your eyes kind of want to be looking at that. And one of the easiest ways that I use to figure out where my eyes need to go and where my fingers need to go is I kind of picture, if I'm in D, I picture where my pinky would land if I stretched it. And it would land about 2 frets past where my ring finger is. Okay, so there, I'm going to say, okay, from that area, I need to go over 2 more frets, okay? So I'm going to be going right here and the landing there. I don't know if that makes sense or not. I hope it does, but that's the kind of way I envision it, is where my pinky would land. It would land here, but I would go 2 frets above that to find this specific lick. And I do that a lot in different areas, kind of figure out where my pinky would land. And that's another thing I do when I'm up here and I want to find the harmonic, is I go, my pinky would be here. This would be the B shape for D, and that that's where the harmonics will be for D. Sometimes I even stretch my pinky up there to get a better gauge of where it needs to be, and then just hop over where that pinky would be, 2 frets down, there's my harmonic. So we're going to go there, upstroke. As we're hitting it down on that E string, we're going to move back. We're going to hit this. This is that part of the D note, the D chord, which is the root. And then now we're going to be thinking of the actual minor pentatonic shape of box 4. Actually, this is where it gets a little confusing. This is the box shape is actually box 3. Okay. So box, don't even think about boxes in this sense. I would say just think about this shape. Whole step, a little middle finger in between that, and then an open string. That's all you're thinking about, just a little chunk of information. Now I'm going to hit this note. My pinky needs to reach on that place where I've reached before, on this fret. Okay, so that's going to be from the capo, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th fret. Okay. Actually, where your first finger is here, that's where your pinky's going to, pinky's going to land on the G string. Up, down. Up, and so far, this has been all alternate picking, starting with upstroke. So back to that G. Okay. And so that's an upstroke. 2 ups there. Down, hammer on, up. Let's see. We go a little faster. So that hammer on, up, down. Okay. Up on that, down. So really slowly. I would practice that little shift. Down, up, down, up, slide. And 2, up, and then down. I ain't done this a while. Now, that's another thing. When you're in this G part, you're going to be visualizing where you're going to land from the G area. And right now, I'm going to see this dot. I'm going to go 1 past that dot. Okay, so I'm right here on the space. Now, I haven't done it in a while, so I'm a little rusty. Now, that sounded okay, but I tend to miss this because sometimes my pinky kind of blocks that. So you want to hear each thing really clearly. Even if you have to lift this pinky out of the way, because sometimes I can't hit it. I've got to lift that up and then come right back down. All right. Thanks so much for the question, Cody. That's how you play that. All right. We will see you guys next week. Probably going to be doing that looper pedal video. And I've been working on some other things, so I'll be announcing some more of those when those are closer to completion. Definitely check out ericbeatty.com/courses. There are links in the description below for all these places that I'm mentioning here. Okay, so check out those links below. My courses, the gear I recommend. You could, with that gear I recommend, you can. I'll be putting this Gorilla Snot on there probably, so you can find a link to that. Check out all the areas. Make sure you read all that below so you can get in on all the stuff that I'm on, social media, different things like that. All right. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you guys on the next video, whatever that may be. Please stay tuned. Please go to that YouTube channel, community on my channel and vote for the content that you want to see more of. Like I said, the other things there, I'll kind of want to dabble in just a little bit here and there. But for the most part, I want to focus on what you guys want to see. Otherwise, why would you be showing up, right? So thanks so much for watching. We'll see you on the next video. And is there anything else? Okay, I think that's, yeah, many thanks, Eric. Really enjoy it. Twang Master, thank you so much. We'll see you guys later. And so God bless everyone. And until next time, we'll see you. Bye.